Hey guys, hope everyone is doing absolutely amazing. I am here to pull some cards for you today. I am wanting to know how your person thinks that you see them. Okay? That's the question today. How does your person feel like you see them? Spirit, how does the collective's person think the collective sees them? In what light? Oh, okay. Heartbreak. Yeah? No action being taken. Okay. Heartbreak. Pain is essential for growth. Whoa. Justice. Clean up. Oh. Hey, well. Let me see. Let's get some more before I read. What else? How does the collective's person think the collective sees them? How does the collective's person think the collective sees them? Oh, oh wow. I knew that card was going to come out. I knew that card was coming out. Hold on. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Now, some things. Oh, geez. Yeah. Let's see what these are. Okay. Oh. Your person thinks that you see them as a Casanova, like bottom line, a heartbreaker, a Jezebel spirit, shady, having massive regrets, trapped in their own nonsense, and watching you from secret accounts. And that they're a jackass, because I swear I saw this card in my mind. I absolutely saw this card in my mind. They think you see them as a jackass. They think you think they like you. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reversing this in my mind. They think you know that they owe you an apology, so that there's some truth that they're hiding. They also think that you see them as having feelings and wanting to marry you and send you a message if you're in, like, and to clean up their mess, and maybe owning the mess to clean up, making healthy choices, needing to. They think you know they need to make better choices and prioritize you and make positive life changes, that they have a lot of work to do on self. But they either see you as, and just this is dependent upon how far along in the person's walk they're in, but as coming to some truths and discovery, self-discovery, and maybe having like a dark night of the soul or an awakening. You see them, and maybe becoming awakened to their spiritual gifts, like you have a psychic bond. But they also know that you see them as a ghoster or somebody that leaves you hanging, and they're kind of a sweet talker, like I said, with that Casanova thing, and a heartbreaker at the same time. I mean, now what I'm going to do is shuffle these things back in, because I feel like you see a lot. and you see a lot of the truth. So I feel like you're pretty spot on, but we're going to measure this. I'm going to shuffle these well, and we're going to use the same decks. And we're going to see how you actually see them. Let's see. I'm going to take these cards and kind of really shuffle them out because, you know, they have a tendency to stick together, and we don't want that. Sorry. You can fast forward. You don't have to watch me shuffle if you don't want to. I know a lot of people just want to get to the meat of the matter, but try to be thorough. And I'm going to use another deck as well. And like this, we're going to take some of these cards, pop them throughout the deck. So if they're intended to come back out, they will. I don't know how many of them we pulled. So there we go. Now let's shuffle. Spirit, how does the collective actually see this person? Heartbreak, that came out in another deck, that they're a heartbreaker. GPS, what I'm feeling with this GPS card is that you're keeping track of them. I mean that they're keeping track of you. They're a heartbreaker. That they're losing sleep. Worried, replaying events and thinking about you. It lines up. That there's some shocking news that you need to tell them, which lines with the truth. You're right on point, collective. You're right that they need some self-love. They need to find that. And that they have secrets. There we go. Again. Yeah, truth needed to be told in the Justice card or the Scales card. That they're holding secrets. Yeah, you definitely. That they're over here thugging it out and not really telling you how they feel. You know, or they're keeping quiet, acting like they're unbothered. And that there's mirroring going on. Definitely. Your intuition is right on point, collective. And that they left you freaking hanging. Oh my gosh. You see me shuffling these cards out. Seriously. Now it's going to make me go get that hanging card again. No, it's not. Anyway, it said hanging. No closure, no contact, left on red. That's crazy. And that there's some sort of bad news. It came in right above shocking news. That there's, and right above that, secrets. You're right on point. The way they think you see them is the way you see them. Now, the Jackass card didn't come out, but let's pull. Let me shuffle these one more time. What else? What else? Suckers. Oh, crap. Silly games. Baby steps. And epiphanies. There's those epiphanies or those awakenings. Now, I think you see them as having some financial struggles and that they're playing silly games. And they're hiding their true feelings and intentions. And maybe that they're learning to be vulnerable. That's, you know, it goes right along with what you think what they think you think of them is pretty much what you think of them. They may think a little bit more harshly. Suckers, fools for each other, mutual feelings into each other, two hearts completely invested, two against the world. You do see this person as, you know, somebody who's important to you. All right, what else do we want to do? We want to do, well, this is coming together really fast. That's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Very, very. All right. But that heartbreaker card, that's wild. Left you hanging. I mean, these are a lot of them just really lined up. So what they think you think, is pretty much what you think, other than they're way harsh on themselves. So let's see. What is really going on or needs, okay, it needs to be one or the other. Let me think about this for a minute. In the silence, because it feels like with the left on red, this is a separation reading. It almost seems like that is what's coming through strongly lately. Let's see. In the silence, what is this person actually doing? I'm being called over here. My eyes are being directed right over here too. I'm going to get this and I will go with that in a moment. All right. What is this person actually doing in the silence? What is the collective's person actually doing in the silence? Ruminating on memories, reminiscing, dwelling on you, establishing security. With that finances card, they're still conflicted. They're hot and cold. They're going over their choices. This is what's happening. They're conflicted. Even if they are trying to establish like a family, this says family security, it could be that they made a choice over you, but they are ruminating about you, and it's bittersweet. They're dwelling on you. They're conflicted about making any decisions towards you in the silence. Oh, okay. Emotional storm. They're going through turmoil. They're affected big time. So even if they seem like they're thugging it out online, that's an appearance. They are going through it. A whole emotional storm in the silence. And they're having those epiphanies. It's talking about realizations. This is the third deck. Epiphanies, awakenings, and realizations. They're coming to some understandings in this silence. They're not there yet. What else? They're stressed out. There's turbulence, tension, and argument. So if they did, they're thinking about the chemistry and the attraction, the spark and the passion. So there's definitely a physical aspect to this. They miss you physically as well. But with the memories, it suggests that they're in the emotional storm. It isn't just physical chemistry. It's the emotional needs that you met while you guys were in your whatever it was, situationship or whatever. Karma, consequences, cause and effect, and debts. There's the money thing again, debts, and they could be paying off karmic debts. Like, or learning. Another thing that's coming through really strongly is learning karmic lessons, and that could be with a karmic partner. So, but they're starting to understand. And I feel a stress from this, like oh crap, they're not doing anything about it. They're not making that decision because the decision, it still says they're conflicted. But I also feel like there's a time running out type of a feeling in this. Let's see, I'm going to get 2 more cards from this deck. And we'll see what they need to work on in the silence. Oh, okay. Loyalty. They have a certain loyalty to you. But the thing about it is, they know they haven't been reliable. They haven't been loyal. They've been shady, just like the card indicated. They're in a heart fog. They've given mixed signals and blocked emotions. They're messed up. So the karmic partner's not doing it for them. There's a lot of arguments, tension, turbulence, and stress. They aren't loving it at all. But at the same time, they haven't made any decisions. They're stuck. They feel like 8 of Swords stuck. But the thing about it is, they're stuck in a prison of their own making. All right, let's see here what they need to be working on in this silence. And then we'll figure out if they're going to work on this in the silence. Let's see. I'm going to pull that. Face control issues. This person probably knew they couldn't control you. Okay? You're different. You're different and you challenge them. And they aren't used to people excuse me. They don't flow. They want to control situations. So when choosing a karmic partner, they found somebody that they could manipulate easier. Okay? Because they know you would call them on their shadiness and all their bullshit. They know they can't control you. You see through it. So, it really spoke to when I was pulling what they think you think and what you actually think, it was right on point. It was right on point. What you're seeing about this person is what is, it's the truth of the situation. And they couldn't control you. So, they need to be working on those control issues and allowing the divine to control situations rather than them controlling or trying to take control of situations. What else? What else, Spirit? What else do they need to be working on in this silence? What else? Embrace your shadow. They need to be doing their shadow and cultivating that courage to move things forward. Embrace your shadow. The shadow holds the truth you need. Embrace it, integrate it, and use it to transform your life. This person needs to deal with their wounding. Absolutely. And cultivating the courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to move forward despite it. And what is the opposite of love? Fear. It's not hate, it's fear. It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of belief systems that were instilled in you when you were young. So on and so forth. Let me get one more card. Heal emotional trauma. As mentioned, those wounds, those childhood wounds, those are emotional trauma. You survived what hurt you. Now let the pain become the seed of wisdom, strength, and spiritual growth. That is what is needed. So I'm going to get tarot. And sorry, was looking for a little bit of a smaller deck. I love my Neon Awakening. This is from Spiritual Infusion 1111. Love, love, love her channel. She's amazing. She sent me some of my cards. She gifted them to my channel, and she's a sweetheart. That's Whitney. And again, it's Spiritual Infusion 1111. Anyway, let's see. Okay. I'm going to use the littler deck today, though, because I just felt called to it. Okay. Let's see what they're actually going to do. Let's just call it the next month. In the next 30 days. Spirit, what can the collective expect that their person will be working on in the next 30 days in relation to their trauma and their issues, their shadiness, and all of their nonsense, and any karmic stuff? I see at the bottom of the deck, and I'm being called to say it. They're walking away from things that no longer serve. That's what they're working on. Page of Swords, bringing you truth and clarity and a message, but also watching. And Three of Wands, looking ahead, foresight into the future, like planning for the future. Here's the planning and waiting and making a decision too with the Two of Wands. The Two and the Three of Wands are at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take them all and I'm going to stop there. I'm not even going to look at anything beyond. Oh, damn it. If there's a third party, they're coming out of that. With this in reverse, this suggests that if there was a third party in the upright, and here's the Hierophant. Nope, I'm not taking it. I'm going to keep shuffling. I'm not. I'm called to stop there. Three of Cups in reverse, making plans to get out of whatever situation that they are in and walk away. When the Eight of Cups comes up, it's leaving behind something that no longer serves, whether that is limiting beliefs, whether that is situations, relationships that are no longer serving, to move towards something that they truly love. And that true love is you. What else, Spirit? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Is there anything else we need to know about what the collective's person will be doing? They're going to take apart oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, when I was just talking about the Eight of Swords, look at what just flipped out. Look at this card. Eight of Swords, but in reverse. Coming out of that mental prison. Oh my God, I freaking love that. And then the Four of Wands, I think that they're still feeling a bit unstable, or they're destabilizing something that they've already built. Like with the Four of Wands in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse, it seems to suggest that they're pulling apart a foundation with a third party, you know, and letting it go and walking towards something that they love. With curiosity and the communication, like they want to reach out to you, but it's iffy. With the Page of Swords, the pages aren't, they're more stalkerish. They kind of watch. Queen of Wands, they're gaining the confidence to come towards you. So I would say in the next 30 days, I mean, and people have free will. They do. They may message, but they may also understand that they need to do the work, destabilize this before and leave behind crap that does not serve them. And with the Eight of Cups in the upright and the Eight of Swords in reverse, that is such a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy, because that means they're taking a look at that trauma. The things that are binding them and holding them back from moving forward at all and staying stuck in just a place that is anxious making, they're taking looks at those. They're taking good hard looks and assessing their life and what they've learned up to now and how that has negatively affected them. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And I absolutely love this, guys. I'm going to get just a couple messages and I'm going to get some, I never pull this out because I always forget. I always forget. But I am going to, my little boy put these in here. Yeah. So pine cones might be a thing. They're pokey and I'm not going to mix them around in the bowl because ouch. But he put them in there because they would be an added thing. So for somebody, pine cones might be a thing. I'm going to get a couple terms and, well, that's more than a couple. There's that pine cone again. There's another broken one and I'm not getting to the charms. I need to put the charms in a separate bowl. Oh, that's too many. Goodness. Okay. Beautiful thing. I have a butterfly and a moon. Moon is Cancerian and it is also, we have Cancerian energy. Lots of hearts in here. Lots of hearts. Beautiful. We got 1, 2. I got to put my glasses on because honestly, I cannot see. These charms are so small, I can't see it. So, lots of O's. Somebody might be a cougar in here because we have COUGA. R. Oh my gosh. So for some of you hotties out here, you might be a cougar. I'm just saying, I seriously have the whole spelling of the word cougar. C O. And I mean, it flipped out almost immediately. U G A R cougar. Seriously. How funny is that? So there may be an age gap here, I'm being called to say. Let's see. Kurt could be a thing. Could be a name. Corey. Tag. I have tag. You're it. Chart. Or cart. Maybe somebody does Instacart. Kurt. Tire. Tier. Like maybe someone thinks you're top tier. Tanner. Thin. Somebody could be thin. Goat. Somebody could be a Capricorn. Dan. Eat. Somebody might like to eat. That gives me Taurian energy. Gate. Eater. I'm gonna leave that alone. Gain or giant. Maybe somebody is really tall with giant. Rent. Rant. Dante. You already said Cooper and Kurt. Renee. Um, hard, neat. That's what I'm seeing, guys. I don't know. I mean, you probably can't see these, but if you zoom in, you might be able to. I have a dolphin, very spiritual connection, playful. I have like Mickey Mouse, kind of like a key, but with Mickey Mouse ears on it. You have the key to someone's heart. We have the yin yang symbol, yin yang symbol. I have, what is that? A fish. I have a, oh gosh, I can never remember the name of this. It's from Louisiana or French in nature. This symbol, can't remember. Fleur de lis. And you know what? This could symbolize, Louisiana could be important for somebody. We got two butterflies. A fish, a dolphin. There's water energy here big time. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Grapes. Grapes on a vine could be important. A rose. And then I have something that says made with love. With another heart. Yet another heart. So that's when oh wait. Ribbon. Let me just get some messages from your person if they could be 100% honest with you. What else, Spirit? What are we lost? I feel lost without you. This person definitely misses you. Unblock me. I miss you. There's a second. I miss you. Unblock me either literally or energetically so we can speak. I have a lot to say. So if you have blocked this person, and you do want to hear from them, you might unblock them if you have them blocked. I mean, if you're here, there's still some question about, if you've made it this far into the reading, spoiling you. I want to give you the good life. I want to spoil you with gifts and trips, everything you could ever need or want, and you deserve nothing less. And, if this person, because there were some financials earlier, if they are not in a place to be able to give you this, they really want to. They really want to, and that may be very important to them. That may make them feel less than, so on and so forth. And that's hard to deal with. It's an ego thing, but it's very sweet. No less, wanting to give you the good life and not being able to give someone that. I mean, that's especially for our masculine population. That's hard. That's hard. But the thing is, it can be built together, and it's a beautiful thing if the person would come forward and, build with you. I think that there's a good possibility that things could be secure and something really established. Ghosted. I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed time to get away and clear my head. They feel bad for ghosting. All right, guys. I think that's it for the day. And we went almost to 30 minutes, which I was done in like 21, but we added all the extras. Sorry. So, take care, guys.